Last on Angel's Wings. Start to step up and start to do different things. In 2007, my mom found out that, no, sorry, 2006, my mom found out that she was pregnant with my brother, Trudell. And when she found out that she was pregnant with Trudell, she also found out that he had Down syndrome. Um, so I knew about Down syndrome, but I didn't know about Down syndrome. Like, I knew that it was a thing, but I didn't know much about it. So when I found out about it, my mom gave us a leaflet or leaflets, and I started doing my own research about it. And when I found out, what Down syndrome was really about, I took to it. Like, I took to it, and I'm like, you know what? Because I'm not, I'm not innocent. And one thing about me, when I was younger, I used to push buttons. I used to be that type of kid. I used to find everything funny. I'm sure a lot of us, as we was younger, we find everything funny. I used to find everything funny. So, people with special needs, I at one point did find it funny if they done different things and looked a certain way and stuff like that. But when I realized that my brother is gonna be born with Down syndrome, I knew I had to change my mentality about it. So I done my research, I did different things, and eventually I was born. Oh my gosh. He was like my rock. I have pictures of us together and I'll have to find them and post them. But he was my rock. From there on, I knew that when my nana passed away, because she was the angel in my life, they sent another angel in my life, and that was Trudell. Mind you, and I'm not knocking, I do sister and brothers, and they are also, I share love for all of them, but just differently. But Trudell, because he was special needs, or he is special needs, it's a different type of love. It's that love that is unconditional, that you have to protect that person. So anyway, I really took to Trudell. I ended up going to Brazil for 2 weeks with Habitat for Humanity, and that was hard. Leaving him was the hardest thing because, like I said, I took to him. Um, and while I was away, my mom was having to rush him back and forth to the hospital, and I was just like I told you in the beginning, I do suffer separation anxiety. So knowing that type of stuff and knowing that I'm far away didn't help at all. But I had to push. So she found out that he had a hole in his heart, two hernias, and different things like that, and that he would have to undergo surgery. Fine. I came back to Bermuda after the 2 weeks, the longest 2 weeks of my life. 2.5 weeks, sorry. It felt like a month. I came back to Bermuda, and that's why my mom took him away to go get open heart surgery. And then again, that was the hardest thing. I had to stay in Bermuda because I am 18 years older than my brother. I had to stay in Bermuda with my sister. My godmother did stay with us, but I basically took my sister under my wing. Like, she she don't know the crap that I've put up for with her, put up with just for her. But anyway, she's 17 now and she thinks she knows everything. Anyway, so that happened. Moving forward, fast forwarding in Trudell's life, I helped teach him how to walk. And he was walking before they actually told him he would walk. I actually literally tied, my mom was like, oh, don't push him too much. And I'm like, I'm not. But I used to tie his feet to my shoes with my shoelaces. And as you know, while I'm wearing them, and we used to walk up and down the house and different things, giving him different motor skills and stuff like that. And then I used to lay him down, massage his legs and his feet because he had fluid in his feet, from it not circulating properly. And he was supposed to get correction shoes, but he never got them. But anyway, and Trudell was up walking by then. If you know Trudell, you know the person he is. He's very self motivated, and he is a go getter. He is my biggest motivation. If it wasn't for Trudell, and this is a true story, and I'm not making this up. If it wasn't for Trudell, I would have not been here a long time ago. He is the reason to why I've made it this far. Him alongside of Michelle, as I'll explain in a little bit. So anyway, that was that. Moving forward, and then come up to 2014. I had to think about it. Come up to 2014. I had moved. No, 2013. I had moved away to South Dakota with my aunt and my uncle due to some stuff that I was dealing with in Bermuda, and I just couldn't take it. And I actually came to a breakthrough. I just couldn't do it anymore. I snapped and I just said, I can't. And I moved away to South Dakota. Sorry. 2014, I moved back to Bermuda. May of 2014, I moved back to Bermuda because I felt like I was rehabilitated mentally. I was able to de-stress while I was out there. My auntie and my uncle, shout out to my uncle Doran, Aunt Stacy, Savannah, Camille, and Sierra, because you guys helped me out a lot. I came back to Bermuda in 2014, May 2014, and I started back work at my old job, which was a nursery, and I met Mish. When I met Mish with the intentions of just being, having a friend. At the time, I had just freshly come out of a relationship of 8 years. You wouldn't talk about that. That was stressful. I had just come out of a relationship of 8 years. Had a miscarriage and I've had a lot, but that would be another topic that I'll bring up. But I met Mish, and we was talking. She invited me to different events, and I invited her to my birthday. That I was having out at Snorkel Park. This would have been my 25th birthday. So we went for my birthday, had dinner for my birthday, and we just enjoyed ourselves. Then come forward to the week before cup match. We had went to film party at Snorkel Park. We was with her and her cousin, and I had seen a friend of mine, Meshach Swin, and some of you, especially Bermudians, would know who this is. Meshach was a good friend of mine, and I saw him at Snorkel Park, and I had just said to him, "Look, Mish, see him in a minute," like, you know what I mean? Because obviously I was away, and I was like, "You're staying out of trouble. You're good." He was like, "Yeah." And we gave each other a hug and stuff, and we parted ways. So as we're leaving Snorkel Park, we get by White Hill, and this bike came flinging across us. And as we got past Port Royal Golf Course, traffic was pushed, and we're like, "What happened?" So we go up a little. We was able to drive up a little bit more because it was that much of a gap. We got up a little bit more, and Meshach was slumped over. That was very hard, knowing that I had just seen him at Snorkel Park, and that was that. I actually stayed there. We obviously couldn't move, but we stayed there, and all I heard was, "He's gone," and that took a lot out of me. His girlfriend came. Moving forward to the following week of cup match, Mish and I went to cup match. We stayed at Beach Fest. With her cousin and a few others. We camped out, and the next day we went to Circle versus Reggae. Now, normally, I'm a type of person, I go on Burn News. Burn News is like a news engine for, updated stories. at the time, like one time. And I went on, I normally go on Bernie's, but I didn't go on Bernie's this night. And when I go into, I went to sleep and I woke up the next day and my phone had died and I turned it on after I charged it and my phone was bing, 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 bing. So what the hell? Anybody would have thought that I won the jackpot. It was the way it was sounding, no lie. So it was like bing, 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 bing. So I was like, what's really going on? So as I'm looking, I have messages on Facebook, messages on WhatsApp, text messages saying you need to call me, you need to call me, it's urgent, you need to call me. Your dad has been in an accident, my dad has been in an accident. What you mean? So I'm thinking he's been in an accident on his way to church because he's Adventist. No. I get down to the hospital. I said, Mish, I have to go to the hospital. I have to go. No. I get down to the hospital and so my daddy is laid up with a bump in the back of his head. His mouth was split. His It was the most horrific scene in my head. And I'm coming to terms with it. This is why I'm talking about it. It helps me. But it was the most horrific scene. This is the most I've ever seen my daddy be injured. I've seen his finger split, slight stuff, but this was like, what the entire fuck is this? And as I'm sitting and I'm looking at him, I'm like, I can't do this. I laughed. I went back in and I laughed again and I went back. It just was so I'm like, well, where's my stepmom, which is my Aunt Dawn? And she was up on another floor, whereas so this is what happened. And I'm talking about it because it's a part of healing for me. They was camping out on Kinley Field and a car was driving and lost control and went through my daddy's tent. It not only drove through my daddy's tent, but it spun. So as it spun onto my dad, and my stepmom, and my dad took most of the impact. My stepmom now suffers with a broken neck that's held up with pins, and she's having trouble with her left side of her body and also her memory. The doctors we're still trying to figure out how this lady stayed alive, but it's only God that should steal her. Unfortunately, my daddy did succumb to his injuries. He was able to stay with us for 3 days. It happened Saturdays. I think it was 3 days he stayed with us for. I feel like I actually saw him take his last breath, although he was on the respirator. Because when I went there by myself, I didn't want nobody there with me. When I went there by myself, he was just shaking while he's on the respirator. And then literally 2 hours later, they called us in, saying that we need to come and say our last goodbyes or whatever. I never went in there with everybody else. My mom came down to the hospital. Mish was there from day one. From August 2017 up until October. What's today's date? I don't even know the date. She has been with me from the time that I got the phone call to today when she woke up to go work. Our relationship wasn't intentional. Our relationship was just friendship from the beginning. And I'm not saying this to talk about, I'm trying to explain myself to different people. No, I want you to know my story. I want you to know our story. And I would definitely tell you more into it as we, as we continue on our Facebook pages. I mean, yeah, our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. But it wasn't intentional. However, because she was there for me, and some of my other friends, I watched them fall and drop off. It just went from one thing to another. And I am grateful for the person that she is. Because she didn't have to stay by my side. She didn't have to stick there. She didn't have to put up with the things that she put up with. Michelle was there rubbing my back. There, allowing me to cry. She even saved me from myself. Once again, I went through a suicidal stage because, like I said in the beginning, my daddy was my everything. My daddy was my rock. I had two people who I lost now, who I was just connected to and attached to. And when my nana passed, I thought that everything was going. But when my dad passed, I felt like everything in the world was going. Michelle helped bring me through. The day of his funeral, I was just totally out of it. And Mish was there. I even must admit, Marco was there. Marco is my ex. He was there, and he helped me as well. And from that day on, I just knew in order to continue life, I have to change my life and my path. So that's when we decided to actually got together, sorry. And we, August 2014, August 14th, 2014, Michelle and I became one. We started a relationship. Oh, how broke. I was actually concerned about other people, and I'm to the point where now, your opinion is just your opinion. It really doesn't matter to me. But we started our journey from there. Mish took me on a surprise trip to LA with her cousin and his friend, his partner at the time. We went from LA, drove to from LA to Vegas, and when we went to Vegas, we just, it was just the most exciting thing in life. At the time. Now fast forward into 2017, it actually marked 3 years that Michelle and I was together. And we're like, okay, we have to change this. We have to move on. So we decided together that we was gonna move out to England. I knew that she wanted to go to school, so because I knew that she wanted to go to school, and I knew I wanted to change in my life. I was like, look, Mish, do you want to go back to England? And she was like, yeah. So August 2017, we was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna save. You save this amount, I save that amount, and we combined it, and this is how we're gonna do it. We decided that we came out here, and that's when I was telling you in the beginning. We came out here, we moved up to Sunderland, came down. We ended up paying 6 months rent on our first apartment, which we're in now. 2 years later. Um, and it has been the best change, the best change, the best move, the best decision ever. Having your own space and being able to control your life is the best thing ever. And I haven't stepped back. I haven't regretted the move at all. And this is where we are today. So moving forward, I will be bringing up different stories, and that's my life, part of my life. I'm a musician as well. I sing, I play drums, I bowl, I play piano as well, here and there. And out here, I'm able to do that type of stuff. It's different outlets out here, so I'm gonna be pushing forward, and you'll see a lot of stuff happening with that as well. But as we move forward, I will be doing more Facebook posts and different things, and keeping you guys updated with everything that's going on with the family fusion. And we call it family fusion, like I said, because my brother and sister moved over here with us, and it went from two to four. Right now, where we are, like the space that we're in. So, like I said, moving forward, guys, we are gonna be doing more Facebook posts, more YouTube channel posts. When our YouTube channel doors come up, I will let you know. Um, but right now we're just gonna be doing Facebook lives until then. Definitely follow us on Facebook. Share our page to get us out there, and stay tuned. And I shall see you guys soon.
Exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up. Come to visit me, she say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open up. You OPN, hit you on BBM. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. Take that high road and hop in. Open up, open up. Shut it down like a Macintosh. Open up, open. Cold as ice and Coca-Cola. Open up.